Oh, you think I'm losing? No, bitch, we losing. This how we gonna do this. Roses are red, weapons against me won't prosper. With this sacred treasure I summon, Big Raga, the op stopper.
So Megumi quite literally triggers a boss fight since he was about to get eliminated by this Zest Fest over here. But Mahoraga sends Megumi's ass to the gulag first. Like, bro is petty as hell. Just because he was going down, he was gonna make sure everyone around him was going down as well. And the hater in me gotta respect that, so props to Megumi. But Mahoraga pulls up on Blonde Boy over here, and right before he got smushed like a ripe tomato, Sukuna bails him out and saves him. This shit finna make it onto the ESPN Top 10 Clutch Moments. Then proceeds to heal Megumi so that he doesn't die. My boy really over here grooming him, and if you know, you know. I'ma just leave it at that. Now Sukuna walks up to Mahoraga with only one thing on his mind: violence. Mahoraga pulls out the Temu version of Wolverine's claws and tries to behead Sukuna, but he blocks it with ease. Sukuna disappears, then reappears and lands a clean leg kick on Mahoraga, finishing the combo off with a dismantle. Had him looking like Luffy with those gigantic wounds on his chest. Then they both try to hit each other with a shockwave, but instead they both end up flying in opposite directions. And look at bro here stressing. He's like, oh nah, they ain't mentioned this in the job description. I'm supposed to be home right now whipping my new Hellcat around.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Where did bro get a whole bucket of popcorn with a whole ass bev? Like last time I checked, he got beamed into the side of this building. So unless he entered creative mode, I'm not quite sure how he got here. But he takes a bite out of the popcorn, spits it out, then casually hits this man in the chest. Mahoraga was standing on business though. He grabs Sukuna by the face and drags him across the windows, Z Broly style and everything. Throws Sukuna to another building, but this is where Sukuna shows off his Hall of Fame acrobatic badge, because he just starts spamming these backflips as he's getting chased to the top of the building, and he's doing all of this with no baddies around. You could have just ran up the building instead, my guy. Then Sukuna lands another clean blow to Mahoraga's head and proceeds to turn this man into a cripple, chopping off his leg. Got him proposing to Sukuna on one knee, but Mahoraga straight up breathes on this man, and I would be tight because look at this behemoth. There is no way that his breath don't stink. Mahoraga tries to follow up, but Sukuna defends a takedown and they enter a head-on clash. Then these boys just start straight up throwing hands with no regard for their surroundings. Like they get 100 out of 100 points on collateral and environmental damage because they've already destroyed a minimum of 8 buildings, including the fact that there are still civilians in Shibuya, which they clearly don't care about since Sukuna throws this raid boss into another building, which he retaliates by throwing a bunch of cars, and Sukuna's just dicing them all up until eventually he hit Mahoraga with one of his attacks on that big ass noggin of his. Except he regenerates that shit immediately. Had Sukuna over here thinking to himself,
Fuck that! Y'all got me fucked up! Oh my mama, y'all got me fucked up!
if y'all don't get it by now, Mahoraga's main ability slash gimmick is adaptation. So bro will eat an attack and after that he will be unfazed by it, which when you really think about it is super OP. Like imagine having this in real life and adapting to your parents' ass whoopings. You would be able to fail every test in class without having to fear for your life. But we cut to Sukuna being thrown into this building full of civilians and Mahoraga comes jumping through like a Mario bro trying to get him. Sukuna weaves out the way and decapitates all the citizens that were behind them. Like bro's out here getting quadra kills by accident. About to have that 2.0 KD on his profile, and to achieve that he gives Mahoraga a gastrectomy, which if you don't know what that is, you can search it up because they made Google for a reason, my guy. This man is a demon though. He got Mahoraga slumped in a pool of his own blood. This shit looks like it's straight out of a horror movie. But my boy hits the Mario 1-up and lunges straight at Sukuna. He pulls out his Dollar Tree claws again, and when he went in to slice Sukuna's neck, bro straight up just bit it with his other mouth and broke it. There is no way he just took a bite out of a metal claw or whatever the hell it's made out of without his teeth being harmed. Sukuna must be rich because he got them new vibranium veneers straight from Wakanda before they even drop. Sukuna knocks Mahoraga up into the air, then sends him flying into the nearest building. And look at the way Brody landed in there. He thought he was Usain Bolt getting ready to compete in the Olympics, when in reality his big ass needs to be helping out the Lakers, because my brothers in purple and gold sell my shit every single year without fail. But these boys take their fight into the air thinking it's Dragon Ball or something, and this dude Sukuna grabs onto this crane and hits the Tarzan to kick Mahoraga into another machine. Sukuna really just pulling anything out there as long as he's having fun and he's causing the other person pain. plane, then he'll do it. The dust clears and Mahoraga's fiending ass lunges towards Sukuna, but was being restricted by all the cars and wires he fell into. He said, F it though, I'm dragging everything with me, moving like he's the Avengers, causing all of this unnecessary property damage. But he frees himself and knocks Sukuna back up into the air, then throws an entire train at this man, hitting him straight on. Like, I know Yuji finna wake up tomorrow feeling absolutely discombobulated. We enter first person mode and my boy is just slicing this train up like some sushi. Mahoraga spawns in and tries doming this man, just for Sukuna to catch that shit with one hand. But Mahoraga got that God-given strength and sends him flying anyways. He tries hitting him with dismantle, but instead gets stuffed in a train and gets catapulted half across the map. Like, how many times are y'all just gonna throw each other into these damn buildings? When I pull up to watch the episode, I was confused because for a second I thought I was watching Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy throwing absolute bombs, but I realized nah, we just got two special grades horsing around. I mean, just look at the absolute buffoonery Sukuna is pulling out there. Bro hits this dance revolution ass flip for no reason, sending out another slash at Mahoraga, but he hits a collateral kill on these three innocent bystanders. He is no longer Ryomen Sukuna though. From now on, y'all are gonna call him Face Sukuna, because with the way he's hitting these 360 no scopes on these bystanders, he might just earn himself a contract. And now he just starts laughing maniacally, talking about some, you can see Mahoraga, you can see my curse technique. Like, bro, chill. He about to pop a flowberry fist thinking about how his ability is visible to him. It's not that deep. But he sends a gazillion slashes at Mahoraga and literally turns this man into a McNugget. Sukuna was literally cooking, but he should have just burnt that shit because Mahoraga regenerates and pops back up again. Now we got this plane crashing to the ground, and when did it get there? I don't know, but the better question is, when did Mahoraga get here? Bro just flies out of this plane, and I rewatched this scene like 5 times trying to figure out how I didn't spot this fat ass entering the atmosphere, and I still couldn't understand it. Brother was really out there in creative mode. He flies out of the plane all the way into this pool, then gets pinned down by this structure slash building. No pause, resume. Breaks that shit, then pulls a Badland Chugs and drinks the entire pool, then leaves for Sukuna. But like the dog he is, Sukuna puts Mahoraga down with his level 3 special. What do you mean he'll use a level 3 special, Mr. Persistent? This bastard just aired out the whole damn city. Not a single witness to tell the tale. Listen, brother. You're not wrong, brother. That indeed was not his ultimate. But do not worry, because he sees Mahoraga get back up again like the zombie he is. And he puts his hands together like this with that devious ass smile on his face. And finally releases his domain expansion.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
When I was watching this episode for the first time, I was jumping out of my chair hyped as hell. My mom walks in my room wondering what all the commotion is. She thought I had finally got a girlfriend, but to her disappointment, she saw that I was getting excited to a Japanese cartoon. Shook her head and walked away knowing her son was going to die without ever getting played. But I didn't care. I was watching the boxing match of the decade, and since Sukuna's domain expansion don't got a barrier, that thing can span out to 200 meters. But like I said, he's grooming Megumi, so we reduced it to 140 meters so that Megumi doesn't get Thanos snapped by his domain. But for the rest of the civilians that were around, may their souls rest in peace, because for those of you who play Call of Duty, let's just say Sukuna got a tactical nuke at least a dozen times over. But on the other hand, look at Mahoraga's goofy ass walking through all these slashes unfazed. This is how I look like in the shower trying to see how high I can turn the heat up without suffering a 4th degree burn. And don't lie to me and say y'all have never tried some shit like that. But anyways, Sukuna hits this post for the thumbnail of the video, combos that up with hitting the Drusky, then proceeds to pull out his finisher, the fire bow. The same thing he used to send Jogo to the gulag, and the thing that he's gonna use to put Mahoraga on a t-shirt. He shoots the arrow and boom, this dude literally started a volcanic eruption. Like, brother, Sukuna is a top 2 menace and he's not number 2, because other than Ryuga, I've never seen anyone cause a natural disaster, and that shit not even natural, it's a purposeful disaster. But after he blew up Mahoraga to literal smithereens, he also eliminates Zesty Boy, drops off Megumi to the president, and then comes all the way back to the wake of destruction that was caused during the battle, just so he can switch to Yuji and see all of the things he caused inadvertently by being Sukuna's vessel. Had my brother Yuji on his knees crying. I know Sukuna is spectator mode laughing right now watching this, but other than that, if you've ever drank water in your life, then I'ma need y'all to hit the subscribe button right now. The road to 1,000 subs is almost complete, but I'll see y'all in the next one.
Bulletproof.